Watching the game this morning felt a little bit like getting up at 5 a.m. on Christmas, only to realise that you can't open all your presents until everyone else gets up. Sure, there were a few things I could enjoy, but it didn't match the anticipation of the night before. But I guess that's bound to happen when you predict an 8-try thriller. Before I get into the game, I want to make a comment on the French anthem. You do not need a choir to sing when you have 80,000 people, especially if you're going to sing it all goofy, making it sound like a discombobulated mess. Anyway, the first few minutes of the game were brilliant, with this pill of a pass to Rico waking up the French defence, followed by a vintage Kiwi cross kick to put them in just under 2 minutes, absolutely deflating the crowd. Things could not have gone better for the Kiwis. But that was not to be the nature of the game. Soon turning into a kicking duel, France did not want to play any rugby in their own half. And you can't really blame them for these tactics. It was hot and the nerves would have been high. I guess I just really wanted to be jumping and screaming from the get-go. The game definitely had its moments though, with Talia and Penno getting a head start on their race to the World Cup try scoring record, as well as seeing who could run sideways for the longest, the spoils going to Penno. Now, I've heard a lot of people saying that the French won because they dominated the kicking game, which I completely disagree with. Both teams were a very mixed bag in the kicking department. Some of Barrett's torpedoes were excellent, as well as Dupont's box kicks, but they also had some stinkers. No team was really able to gain ascendancy in the first half, with the Kiwi attack looking flat-footed and disjointed, the French absorbing the pressure without really firing a shot, allowing the Kiwis to make mistakes and knocking over points with their sharpshooter Ramos. Discipline was poor from the Kiwis. They were under the pump at set piece in the first half, De Groot having a night to forget and Cody Taylor forgetting who to throw it to. Will Jordan was also getting very overeager on his kick chase. The Kiwis have lost their aura, the French taking the piss out of them with runs like this, and Sevilla taking 80 minutes to realise that he's still a weapon. I mean, look at that, man. The second half saw the French begin to take control, starting to bring in some of their flair as they spent time in the Kiwi half. I have to give credit to the Kiwi defence though, only conceding tries to the bounce of the ball and Gelibert sending Sevilla to the shops. I do want to talk about this disallowed try quickly. Penno, you're one of the best swingers in the world. You've got to transfer that ball to the other side. There were definitely some standouts that I haven't mentioned yet. I thought Scott Barrett and Aldrich carried really well, along with Moanga and Malvaka, who were able to inject great energy into the attack. Like, how about that for a breakaway? The French back row was excellent, Aldrich dominating his carries and making 15 tackles along with Olivon. A lot can be said about the Kiwi performance being below par, but the French had a game plan and stuck to it, rarely committing an error in their own half, making it so hard for Kiwis to get into a threatening position. They were patient and capitalised on their opportunities, proving why they're the favourites at this World Cup. New Zealand will be hoping that Geordie is back soon because after that tip onto Rico, Leonard Brown was invisible. They're under pressure now and that Italy game isn't looking so comfortable.